Welcome once again to ECCSC Live on CAN TV. I'm your host, Wali Muhammad, and of course I have the great Wali Muhammad to my right. Listen, we have a lot that we want to share with you, as well as just concerns and suggestions for moving forward. To start, I would like to talk about yesterday's incident that I observed with one of the Chicago police officers. And see, as black men who have been victimized by over-policing, when you see, and hold on, also, when you see our children being shot 16 times by officers, we should be vigilant when it comes to observing police activity in our communities, especially communities that they don't live in. So with that being said, the officer had 3 of our little sisters hands down on the car, and 2 of the young brothers was out of the car as well. So I made it my business after seeing that and mind you, the little ladies was handcuffed. They was handcuffed. And so I pulled over, as I always do. I always observe. I check the scenery out. I see if it looks to me hostile or suspicious. And we have that discernment as citizens. We can see if something is excessive or not. Anyway, I confronted the officers about why they pulled them over. They get smart, they get belligerent, then tell me that they had weed in the car on the seat. How do you know they have weed on the seat, Brother Wali, if you don't pull them over? Then I asked them, why didn't you, if they had weed in the seat, why you didn't make an arrest? I gave them a break. They had weed in the seat, I gave them a break.
So they had weed in the seat. He's driving. He can look in the car through all the things that would impair his vision. He can detect the weed.
But you hear me?
And then he stops them. He harassed them, handcuffed the little girls, because you posted on social media.
Yes.
And got the brothers, and then say, well, I went through all of this, but I'm going to give them a break.
You hear me? So why pull them over in the first place? Because they driving while black. See, this is the thing we have to understand, black men. Black women has been on the forefront all the time fighting for us. The thing we really have to understand as black men, at some point, we have to serve and protect our own communities. At some point, we got to stop the illegal search and seizure of our bodies, our persons, rather our property, by those who are put in place, quote unquote, to serve us. And even when I raise the question of service, I don't serve you, you serve me. What you doing? You in front of a fire hydrant. I'm gonna write you a ticket. Hold on, you didn't write him a ticket for weed, but you'll write me a ticket because I'm not 5 feet behind the fire hydrant. Not that I'm not 5 feet behind the fire hydrant, Wali. I'm at the yellow line where the fire hydrant, that separates the 5. Wherever the yellow line is, you legally okay to park behind the yellow line.
That's right.
He said I should be so many feet. I said, where's that at? He said, pull it up. So if you tell me about a rule, you should be ready to show me a rule.
You know, we can and we will eliminate that harassment. And it starts very simple. When we as black men decide to clean up, stand up, and take the responsibility for our own communities, we can rid the community of those external forces that seem to always bring sociopathic, pathological torment and pain to our community. The presence of the military in the name of policing is a direct result of you and I, brother, being in default of duty. We have to accept responsibility for our communities, for our women, for our children. And when we do that, we don't need police. You can go to another community. We got this here.
Exactly.
So, brother, enough of complaining about the police. Let us come together and clean up and organize ourselves. We can form patrols.
Yeah. And we have historically done that. It's not policing in our community. We were self-checked. We created elements that allow us to check. When you had those organized gangs or whatever you want to call in the community, you can call them whatever you want to. The stuff, the level of murder, the level of women and children, at which women and children are being murdered for no reason at all, but sitting in the car or just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, that wasn't readily an issue in our communities when I was growing up. Now the cats that had it come in the part as that was about that gang and it was in that, they naturally suffered the consequences of their bad choices. But yeah, we've been patrolling and protecting our communities for as long as I remember.
Brother Tyrone, we got to get back to that. And see, the problem is we leave it to 1-2 individuals, islands. We love to see a soloist sing. My brother's a soloist. He can jam. But oh boy, if we had a chorus with you and 25, 50 of us were able to pop out of vehicles anytime there was an incident in our neighborhood, I don't think the police would act the same. What do you think, brother?
No doubt about it. The police will be always on alert because we clear that whether they have cameras or not, they don't never work. Meaning, even if they work, they don't work. Because the court system is another monster. They have all type of protections against their inhumanity, against a society or community that has been deemed blind, deaf, and dumb, and less than animals. People treat their animals in their homes better than police officers treat our children.
Well,
in our community, bro.
Again, to your audience, brother, we got to remember that the origin of policing was the slave catcher. That's the origin of police. In fact, there is a story out of Galveston, Texas, of 2 tormentors on horseback walking a black man in the streets of Galveston with a rope or leash around his neck. This is a documented story because they're telling you, and more, God is bringing it back to remind you of the origin of your police. It never was to serve and protect you.
Right.
You was a runaway slave.
Corporation.
We'll track you down. So now, to serve and protect is not the community, it's the businesses in your community that they serving and protecting. So we as black men, we got to organize, and we know it's going to be difficult. Because surely 2 out of 5 people in any meeting we're going to have, they're going to be stoolies for the devil.
No question about it.
But we can overcome that, y'all. Aren't you tired of just complaining? Aren't you tired of looking impotent to your women and your children? Aren't you ready to reassert your leadership, your natural protecting nature, black man? Well, let's come on and let's unite with my brother and let's put the force together in place who are trained, who have love for their people, who will stand in between our young brothers with them weapons and the police and say, we got this here. Oh, don't tell me it can't be done.
Oh, it can be done and it will be done. We're not waiting around for outsiders to do for us what we're more than capable of doing for ourselves. The reality is, it's time for a change. It's been time. And how we work tirelessly every day. Tired now. But that don't stop the mission. See, one thing for sure, we're going to have a long time to rest. I'm talking eternity. Because at the end of the day, I've never met anyone who told us what that was on the other side because they came back to tell us that. I haven't met them. All we have is this world we live in as we know it right now. Let's deal with the now and stop storing up wealth, riches, and whatever aspects of life for the future. Work on this right now. Work on our communities right now. Work on stopping violence right now. Work on saving a young man's life right now. That's solvable. I can't worry about the heavens. I can worry about what's real today and what's necessary for us as a people to thrive with a sense of humanity and some dignity, man, like all other people. And the police officers who our tax dollars pay should never be allowed to come in our neighborhoods and victimize us that way and treat us that way. They don't treat the children in Glencoe and Necker,
Wilmette,
Kenilworth, Highland Park that way. They don't treat those children that because they're driving in a car and you pull them over and you handcuff these little white kids. It's not going to happen. Then you release them. Why you release them? I gave them a break.
I'm going to call your mom and dad.
But they're not going to, that's what they would say. Because you know why? The police live in their communities.
They go to church together.
Go to church. They go to schools with their children. Listen what I'm telling you. In Kansas, it probably would have been one of their children in the car they pulled over with them. So then we got white men and arrogant white women doing maneuvers of justice in our neighborhood in the name of police, bro. They harass, humiliate, and they constantly apply excessive force on our community with these Ford Range, what these trucks they driving? Ford Explorers. And rolling down on the community like some straight up slave catchers. Overseers, officers. Wali, anything else on that point?
Well, I think brothers who are watching, aren't you tired of being sick and tired? Aren't you tired of watching your community in the news being misrepresented by those who want to perpetuate the idea that we're inclined naturally to violence? Aren't you tired of that? Stop indicting the fruit of your loins. Your children come from you. They're not heathens and hoodlums and goons. These are your little babies. The same ones used to change their diapers. The same ones you used to feed. These little brothers who you so afraid of come from you.
No doubt.
And they don't feel no love in you for them. Because if you loved them, you would have built a future for them to look forward to.
Wow, isn't that amazing?
If you love them, then you would let them know by your works, not your mouth, that, hey, son, when you get 18, I got this for you. I got this for you at 21. When you graduate out of college, I got this for you. But you old people, you are hoarders. You hold on to what you thought you accumulated. You don't want to pass it on. You don't want your children to have anything to look forward to. You rather take your lit so-called wealth to the grave. And God now has turned the babies around on you. He's at the root of them troubling you. Your Bible says that as for my people, children are their oppressors and women rule over them. You mean to tell me that's not us?
That's us.
That's us to the T. So your children are your oppressor and women rule over you, black man. No wonder your community look like this. Don't tell me men live here. Because if the man stood up, then your woman wouldn't call a man. The policeman.
The man.
She say, I'm going to call the man.
The man.
I'm going to call the man. Well, you standing there, why ain't she call you? Because in her eyes, you ain't the man. There's no such thing, brother, as being a man and you're not productive. Animals got reproductive organs. They know how to procreate. That don't make you a man. What makes you a man is that you build a future for those in your care. And the first thing we got to do is protect our community from these damnable sociopaths called police. Now, most of them, bro, and I'm quiet, most of them are Iraqi veterans.
Yeah.
They're war veterans.
They ready.
They were trained to snipe and hurt and maim. And now, well, they didn't get it out of their system. Now they come home.
Wait, you mean to tell me these men come home after serving, killing Arabs and fighting wars all the way overseas, then come back to our community for one, well, we already traumatized and have PTSD. You telling me that these individuals, majority of them, come from that environment to our environment to continue their PTSD on our babies?
Without question. Without question, sir.
And we allow it. Public officials, as I say, these aldermen. Listen, you know what I call aldermen? Prison wardens. Aldermen are prison wardens. Their job is to keep you incarcerated in your own community. You think I'm lying? That's why you call them wards. Those are wardens, man, who are the caretakers over wards. And the wards that our people that look like us are over look like prisons. And vacant lots are nothing but prisons. Social ills are nothing but prisons. Low unemployment rate. Young girls, a liquor store on every corner and a church on every corner is still a prison. Because now you imprison our people in a doctrine that hasn't been able to save them. That hasn't saved the pastor. We are in prison. We are in a perpetual state of imprisonment. And the wardens ward over us in the name, using the name aldermen.
I will say, Brother Tyrone, that our communities are colonies.
Yeah.
And the colony, every aspect of what takes place in the colony is designed to leave out of the colony for another bigger entity. We have in our colonies gatekeepers.
Yeah.
And their sole purpose, you may call them alderman, you may call them pastor, you may call them businessman, you may call them pass-through.
Yeah.
But their sole function is to make sure that the resources in our community that we get via our taxes are able to be extracted out of our colony to serve another people.
And as long as they're doing that,
they doing a great job.
We don't get killed talking like this. You don't expose that type of stuff. You don't talk about no alderman, no pastor, no politician, the businessmen in that way because, bro, We got to be afraid, right?
Well, first of all, there is no God but Allah. Period. There are no other ones. And greater men than us have given their lives and lost their lives for the truth. So what if you get killed? So what? You gonna die any damn way? Why not choose to die in an honorable way, sacrificing who you are for the advancement of your people? What greater life is that? Y'all talking about him every Sunday. He died for my sins.
But they don't bat it.
Not that hook-nosed cracker. He didn't die for your sins. But when you see your brother sacrificing his life, his aims, his desires, his personal aspirations to inform you with truth and knowledge, and then to put it in a practical sense in an organizational structure to bring some measure of relief to the miserable lives that you live. But damn, that's your Jesus. That's what Jesus did. You in good company.
Wow.
Walking them footsteps. See, y'all talking. And that's why don't no babies come listen to you no more.
Why?
They don't want to hear it.
Why should they? We have Brother Wali on the 24th
Yes.
of August. Once again, I'm Tyrone Muhammad. This is Wali Muhammad. And this is Ex-Cons for Community and Social Change. That's ECCSC. You can visit us on Facebook, ECCSC on Facebook, Tyrone Muhammad, Wali Muhammad on Facebook. Also, the website, ECCSC.info. So pay us a visit, share your thoughts, and let us know you want to be a part, especially sign up for our future newsletter. We'll be working on a nice website that's interactive. But on the 24th of August, we have our first annual ECCSC Family and Friends Unity Day. See, we can't wait on them to help us bring about unity and harmony. Our goal is to have at least 200 to 300 families there that we set the grills up. We bring the children out, we protect them with the security, and we let them bounce in the bouncy house. That's August the 24th. And other things, we have a mini concert as well. But this is going to be a great opportunity for you to come out and show your love.
Where it's going to be at, brother?
Man, it's Calumet Park. That's 98 Avenue G. 98th and Avenue G. And Calumet Park. Look it up if you don't know. It'll pop up on your Google. Look it up. And that's ECCSC Family and Friends Unity Day. Man, we just want to give the children some peace, some fun, some excitement, and then make their little bellies fat with a little food. Some chips, some candy, some cookies, just to show them love, man. So we need to get the families out. We're about to start gearing up real hard this week, the rest of the week, to promote it. Then the half of the other week, next week, the following week, then push it even harder. So we need the collaboration. We need y'all sharing that information. We just created that flyer. I'm going to be blasting it on Facebook. And I'm going to go into various businesses, staple it up, and making a lot of moves the next few days to try to promote and push it so that we can generate this a great buzz and do this every year around this time. And as our way of giving back to the communities, although we give to the communities every day in what we do. Our mere presence is a representation of truth. Our mere presence is a representation that we are done with the status quo. So with that being said, come on out. And be on the lookout for it. It'll be on my Facebook page. It'll be on the ECCSC.info, ECCSC Facebook page and Instagram. So Brother Wali, it's this opportunity.
I love what you said, brother, and the idea that God gave you. You didn't say 300 people.
No.
You didn't say 300 men. You said 300 families. Families. Men, women, and your wonderful black babies.
So with that being said, we thank you for tuning in, and we hope that you will tune in and share it. Share the information. Share ECCSC on CAN TV with your family and friends. So thank you once again. I'm Tyrone Muhammad. This is Wali Muhammad. Peace.